Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. They were having a damn good time. I mean, shooting and drinking, heck yeah. This week, we're back on the FJ. This thing has gotten pushed off to the side while we did the boat, and then also our little Glamis, I don't want to say snafu, but our little Glamis trip. It was kind of off to the side, and probably should have been doing a little bit more on it than I was, but neither here nor there now. So let's get back on this thing. We've got a long list of stuff that we got to take care of, from wiring to, gosh, putting the front clip back on, to dash work, putting in new seats, getting the front bumper mounted. Mount's already built, we just got to put it on. We have a winch to put on and a whole back bumper to build, a tire carrier, stuff like that. I just got to get caught up on everything. This thing's been like off to the side for like 2.5, almost 3 months. So it's definitely time to get back to work on it. But anyway, today we are going to start doing, checking the oil pan because it was leaking pretty bad. We're going to start screwing with some of the wiring here and there just to get that kind of taken care of, figure out what we're going to do with that. And I just happened to find right now that the steering box was a bracket bought and welded on because this thing has power steering on it. It originally came from Downey. Downey was an awesome Toyota company, like modification company from back in the day, and unfortunately they're out of business. But whoever put it on, like, you guys have already seen a lot of the work on this thing from back in the day. It's not of quality and whatnot. So I found some welding I got to go over and fix up. That way I feel comfortable with it, and that way it's done right. But anyway, that's what we're going to work on today. Back on the FJ, get the project done. Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't have the best light and stuff like that. But let's see if I can get up in here and kind of show you what's going on. I'm not sure if it's easier or better like that, huh? Anyway, that's about the quality of the welding. Now there's that one, and then this guy over here. It is absolutely horrible. Like, I don't trust that as far as I can throw it. So we're gonna come back. We're gonna probably take the box off. Not sure if I'm gonna take too much time in grinding it out. I might just fill it and go over it, make a nice big fat weld over it. But that's stuff we gotta fix. Because again, that's absolutely no good. Especially on a steering box, that's absolutely no good. So we'll get to working on that. Alrighty guys, we're back in the inside of this thing. Oil pan stuff, that's all taken care of. Thankfully, it was just the grommet or the seal around the drain plug. New filter, fresh oil, stuff like that, that's all done. But now we are back inside this thing, and we are gonna deal with all of this mess. So, yeah, I got lights and doodads and stuff everywhere. Like, just don't understand it. So we are gonna get up in here. We're gonna take 99% of this stuff out. This whole thing, even this little fuse block way back up underneath there. We're gonna take all this stuff. We're gonna drop it down, and that way I can actually go through all the wiring, figure out what needs to be in here, what doesn't need to be in here, because there's a lot of stuff that doesn't need to be in here. Like, there's, well, heck, there's probably 25 fuses in here. So anyway, that's where we're at now. Whew. Man, talk about a can of worms. Yeah, so this is the wiring disaster I've been dealing with. Look at this. Just a freaking mess. They got toggle switches everywhere. Toggle switches that don't do anything. Like, coils of wire just rolled up and then taped off. I know what all this stuff is. These are all leads for some of the 20 different circuits that we're not using. Because this freaking fuse block is that big. This is a joke, man. Ay, ay, ay. What a friggin' pain. What a friggin' pain. Stuff that doesn't go to anything. Oh boy. Oh boy. This will keep going. Alrighty guys, back at it today. We are gonna start stripping this dash right now. So I already got came over here with a flap disc on the grinder. Let me get this thing down. And just did a little corner and it went really quick. So I'll have this whole thing stripped in a few minutes. Not gonna go crazy with getting all around here and whatnot on the sides. I'm just gonna do the face. So that way I can body work all this stuff, weld all these in. The only ones we're keeping is gonna be windshield wipers. We're gonna be keeping headlight switch and ignition. And then possibly 2 cigarette lighters, and that's it. The rest of the holes are all gonna be filled. I have a little 6-gang switch box that we're gonna be putting in. This little guy right here, wherever it's at. So we're putting one of these guys in, and it's gonna have all the relays and stuff like that up underneath the hood. So all we have to do is run one little like wire up, and that's actually gonna be, not sure if it's gonna be up top or if it's gonna be on the dash. It might just be bolted to the dash. And that'll handle all the off-road lights, outside, stuff like that. But right now, we're getting to strip the dash. Let's get after it. Alrighty, well, we got the whole dash all welded up and done. Get this piece out of here. Got a little skim coat of filler on the whole thing, where the little low spots are, stuff like that, so we can get that nice and sanded smooth and freshly painted. And part of me getting this thing painted is I want to be able to flip the windshield down. Now, to flip the windshield down, I got to pull the top off. We've been talking about taking the top off this thing anyway, because I have a brand new headliner right there in the box, and this is going to get a brand new headliner in the whole thing. I actually have all brand new seals for all the windows and stuff like that, so all that stuff is going to get changed. But just to do the headliner, the top has to come off, and then also it'll be easier to take the whole roof, because I'm going to dismantle, I guess, disassemble, whatever. I'm going to take the sides off the top, because this is fiberglass and it's got a metal edge on it. I'm going to try and trim all that stuff up and clean it all up. But it'll be easier putting in the headliner when the roof's upside down. That way I can walk around it. I can get plenty of glue and stuff like that on it. So, right quick, we're gonna pull the roof off this thing. It's sitting right here next to the lift, so hoping I can get the lift like underneath right here. So once it's loose, I'm gonna pick it up and put like a 2x4 underneath it or something, and I'll use the lift to lift it up. And that way I'm not trying to fight this thing too much, you know. But hey, that's what we're doing right now. Got the first set, first little layer all skim coated and sanded. Got it all laid out. Did the second coat right quick, so the dash will look nice and pretty like. I'm not exactly sure what color I'm gonna do this. I might just do it like a freckle, I guess you would call it, or wrinkle black. That way it breaks up some of the imperfections, because it's not perfectly flat. There's nothing I can do about that. With how much heat went in it in doing the welding and whatnot, it's not perfectly flat. But so I might do that wrinkle paint on the face. I mean, it'll kind of, I don't know, go with the theme, I guess. But it'll look kind of cool. It actually looks like this stuff right here. It won't be silver, it'll be black, but it'll actually look like this. So I'm thinking about doing something like that. Whether I can or not, we'll see what happens. But this guy, I think, is gonna get mounted right up down here. And then the top two ports are gonna go up to the defroster. So I'll have defroster, defroster, and then just heat. Again, this thing being what it is, that's all it really needs, is just turn the heater on, let it run for a few minutes, and shut it off. So this thing, I can't adjust the speed of the fans. It's just an on-off kind of thing. And again, turn on, run it for a little while, get warm, shut it off. Very primitive, but it'll work perfect. So that's where we're at right now. Man, I got wrapped up in the moment, started masking, started spraying and stuff like that. Completely forgot to film putting this thing, or painting this thing, but man, it came out cool looking. I did a hammered black on it. It looks cool, man. It came out really, really nice. Even the glove box and the ashtray. Like, it came out really cool looking. I love this hammered paint. It just looks so cool. So hopefully it dries more black than it is. I did a little test piece over here, and it's got some, like, I don't want to say gold, but a little bit of a different sheen to it. So when I masked off the dash, it gives like a hard edge. So you can kind of see right here the hard edge. I should have done this section up here in black. I should have masked that off all the way across, but I didn't. If I have to, I'll come back, mask it, and paint that black up on top. But the whole thing came out really cool looking. All them holes are filled. Doesn't look like freaking Swiss cheese up here anymore. So we'll have very simple headlights, windshield wipers. We'll have one cigarette lighter and an ignition, and then everything else will be on that 6-gang box. Came out cool, man. Unfortunately, like I say, sorry guys, I completely forgot to turn on the camera and film this. I should have. Would have been cool to see come to life, but my bad. I'll get better. I will say this much. Whoever was out like last using this thing off-roading, I will say this much. Whoever was out using this thing like last off-roading in it and actually out enjoying it, they were having a damn good time. I mean, hey, shooting and drinking, heck yeah. All kinds of different kinds of bottles and caps in here. They were out having a blast. Came out nice. Came out real nice. Alrighty guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. We got dash taken care of. We've got oil leak fixed. We got steering box all fixed up. Got the roof off, whole top, everything's off. We are gonna have, this is already the end of this week, so next week, we'll start doing all the front clip will get put back on, finish wiring headlights, put all the weather pack connectors in. Also, I picked up a back bumper and not really sure if it's like what this vehicle needs. Like, you guys have seen the front bumper, I think, and I'll go ahead and throw a little clip of that thing in here. And it's one of the cheapy, you know, Jeep bumpers, whatever. Just picked it up and I'm gonna stick that thing on here. It covers the steering box really nice and whatnot. I picked up a back bumper that was off of like a TJ or something like that, whatever it was made for, but it doesn't say FJ40 on it. Like, it just doesn't say Toyota FJ. So you guys tell me in the comments if I should use this bumper or not, or if I should do something that was more looking factory FJ. It's got the pivot for a spare tire on it. Well, it had. I cut it out. I'm going to put a new pivot in that has bearings and stuff, not just the sleeve. But you guys tell me in the comments, see if I should use this bumper or if I should make something more FJ appropriate, you know. That's one of the, it's a fine line. Like, I don't want this thing to be a Jeep. Like, this isn't a Jeep. So it's a fine line you have to like cross over and into, like when you start mismatching stuff like that. And it's as simple as a bumper. Like, it could change the entire look of a vehicle. So you guys tell me what you think. Next week will be a lot more complete. Maybe we'll be driving next week. You never know. At least up and down the roads and whatnot. So dash, paint, came out awesome. Like, really, really cool. I already started putting stuff back in. That'll all be completed on Monday. But I'll get to the back bumper right now and show it to you guys. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's still dirty. I have to pressure wash it and whatnot. But, like, I don't know. It just seems too Jeepy. It sounds weird to say it that way, but it just seems a little too Jeepy. Like, I don't know. Like, you look at a lot of the original FJ40 stuff, it was just that piece of steel across the back. It had two, like, hoopies, and the spare tire carrier stuff actually bolted to the body. This one, the pivot's going to be right here, you know, and a big carrier and whatnot. So, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. If I should use this one, or if I should build something a little bit more, like, FJ appropriate. I don't know. We'll see what happens. See you guys next week.